Hello everyone, good morning. I wanted to kind of capture this cuteness at the beginning of the video. It's around 1:30. It's still my morning and so far it's a good one. Oh my god, I just want to do the whole video on these dogs. So this is Robin, this is Batman. Just a blast. So I wanted to talk about ozone today, specifically breathing ozone and how I do it. This is something you have to be extremely careful about. When I talk about breathing ozone, you don't want to get a generator and put the hose up to your mouth and start breathing it because it will damage your lungs. And not to scare you, but it can cause an embolism and it can kill you. So you need to do it a very specific way. And so, like, kind of to protect myself, I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm not going to, like, I guess specifically advise you how to do it, but this is specifically how I do it. And to, like, double, triple check with like clinicians that are certified in ozone applications, or join the groups Ozone to Wellness and Ozone to Health. And they have a lot of people that have done this and they can help guide you through it as well. And there are also like instructions on Promo Life. So I will just get on started and I'll tell you like how much it's benefited me after, because it's just, I feel like it's really curing my idiopathic asthma. So let's start with the oxygen. So I personally like to use the medical oxygen. And so, yeah, I have my tank and I also have a pediatric regulator. And then I have this tubing right here. And I do apologize for the lighting. Usually I do my videos outside because of the natural light. Because I do need electricity for the ozone generator, I do need to use it inside. So I will do the best that I can. And so you want to connect the oxygen to where I think it says oxygen in. I believe it says that here. Yeah, so oxygen in. It might be hard to see, but it does say it. And so basically this machine, this beautiful machine, is going to convert O2 to O3. So yeah, you don't want to use ambient air. You do want to use some sort of oxygen, either oxygen concentrator, industrial oxygen, or medical. I want to do medical because I want to do a lot of different applications with this. And so just never use like industrial or an oxygen concentrator for anything relating to IV, because that can be harmful. So when this hose goes in right here, there's something on the generator that says ozone. So that means the ozone is going to be coming out right here. So I have a lower lock connected right here and then some tubing. And so I'm like extremely careful because I'm just a very paranoid person. And so I am doing everything to make sure that the oil that I breathe through will not go back into the machine, because sometimes because of the pressure, the oil can like have a backflow and it'll go towards the machine. And the worst thing that can happen is it can ruin your like $500 to $2,000 machine. So right here, I have like a little blocker. And this has like blocked the oil before and saved my machine. All right, so sorry, I'm gonna readjust here. I've made this video 3 times today and it's like so shaky. I'm just trying to get the right one. so as you can see, like there's connectors on all of these tubes. So you can buy all of these connectors on Promo Life. I'll put the Promo Life website in the description. So the next thing you want to do, this is your trap. And so the trap is an additional, basically something additional that you have to also prevent backflow. So the rule of thumb, let me adjust again. Rule of thumb with basically your trap and your ozone oil is that you always want the ozone to flow in through this top right here. As you can see, there's a top stem and a side stem. So you want the ozone to go to the top. So you connect it to the connector. Through the top, it's going to go out through the side. And then through the side again to this top stem right here. So super easy. Just connect that. And then it's going to, as you can see, there's like a stem, or maybe you can see it. There's a stem that goes down. And then again, you want it to go through the side. And then what's connected right here is your nasal cannula. So this goes in my nose. So I'll just do this right now. Superfly. So what's really cool is when you do this, you're also making ozone oil at the same time. And with the ozone oil, what I do is I eat it, and it makes me feel like super oxygenated. And like if I'm crashing, like have one of these episodes where my eyelids feel like there's bricks and I like can't wake up, or if I'm out somewhere and I don't have access to an ozone machine, I have the ozone oil with me, and I just kind of dip my pinky in it and eat it, and it can make me feel better pretty quickly. So I will show you like what you kind of do from here. So almost everything is Promo Life except for this machine that I bought from a friend. It's simply O3. I can't really talk much about like this machine, buying this machine specifically and not doing anything to it, because my friend kind of took apart the insides and made it like kind of a better machine. But I think Promo Life is probably your safest bet on those ozone groups that I mentioned, Ozone to Health and Ozone for Wellness. They do sometimes have discounts on really good machines. So sorry, I just put my face near the camera. I had to get something. So I would definitely look into that. So what you do, I just had to plug the machine in. Sorry about that. So you want to have around like 44 gamma. So I don't know if you can see this here, but it tells you like what setting you put the pediatric regulator at to get what gamma. So 1/4 will give me 40. That's very close to 44 gamma. So that's what I want. So I'm going to go over here and turn, let me see if you can see that. Okay. So I'm going to turn this to 1/4. Okay. So 1/4. So everything is now connected. So the oxygen is going to the ozone generator to the trap to the oil, and the oil to me. And you can see that, hopefully you can see, that it's bubbling. Let me make sure you can see that. Okay, yeah, you can see it bubbling. So that's what you want. So it's working. Yay! It's so shaky. But so you want to turn the oxygen on first and have that running, and then you turn the ozone on, and there you have it. Like, you have it up and running. And so since I've made this video 3 times, I've gotten a lot of ozone, so I'm actually going to turn it off. But so I do want to talk to you about like the amazing benefits of ozone, and specifically what's happened with me breathing it. So ozone is an antifungal, antiparasitic, antibacterial, so great for Lyme, antiviral, so great for ME, CFS, and it also modulates the immune system, and it creates new stem cells. So you can use it as a very, very minor like stem cell therapy. So it's just incredible in a lot of different ways. And so basically what happened is I did this, and I've had like severe breathing problems since I was 16 years old. So it's been like over a decade, and I think it was caused by pesticide exposure. After this pesticide exposure, I was dependent on inhaled steroids to basically stay alive. I went from like having no breathing issues to needing to use steroids around 10 times a day, which caused a lot of its own issues, as you can imagine. And I had to bring my nebulizer with me to school. I couldn't like go camping or like do anything outdoorsy anymore because I couldn't be without my machine for very long. I had to have an adapter in my car. Like, it was a huge and also like embarrassing and stressful like part of my life. Like having to be so dependent on that was always really tough. And then basically the last few years, it's been a little better to where I've needed it every 12 hours. Since I've used ozone, I haven't used it in an entire week. So that's a miracle. And it's not like I'm now getting dependent on the ozone because I'm actually using the ozone less and less. So I do feel like it's actually curing me, which is like just a miracle. I went to some of the top specialists in the country, like Mayo Clinic and National Jewish Hospital, and none of them could get anything that worked for me. And in fact, they did things that just made me worse. So, yeah, so throughout the week, I have been using it less and less, and I've been able to even go without using anything for 48 hours, which is insane. Like, not waking up in the morning freaking out because I can't breathe. Like, I didn't realize how stressful that was every day until I wake up and I'm like, I don't need to, my lungs aren't closing, my airway's not closing up, and I don't need to be dependent on anything. And it's just like, I can't even tell you how amazing it is. Oh, something I think I forgot to say in this video is the very important reason that you use it through the olive oil, or you can use like flaxseed oil and other oils. You just want to have like a good omega 3 to 6 ratio, is because you're not breathing directly ozone, because that will kill you. Over time, but the ozone, when it bubbles through, it's actually creating ozonides, and the ozonides are safe to breathe. So that is the whole reason for this, like, very kind of silly setup, but I love it. It makes me feel like a little scientist, and I even get to have my little dogs here. So yeah, so the ozone is like the one thing that I don't feel like it's a band-aid. I feel like it is creating like new stem cells in my bronchial tubes and my lungs, and it's like rebuilding and it's curing, and I'm just so happy about it. So I am doing a shout out to a GoFundMe at the end of every video I do, and this is actually a perfect one to do a shout out to my friend Paige. If you're in the Lyme community, you may know her. If you don't know her, I sure hope that you will know her in the next few years. She's in her last year of medical school. She has had Lyme 3 times and has beaten it, and she basically wants to help other patients do the same. She has overcome a lot in her life. She's had times where she can only eat 3 foods. She's been hospitalized quite a bit in her life because of just accidents and Lyme and co-infections and all these like crazy things that happened to her because of Lyme, but she persevered, and she's like personally such an inspiration for me. And I don't think I'd be where I'm at, like in my health right now, if it wasn't like for her guidance. And I think she's just going to be an incredible ozone practitioner. And so basically, this GoFundMe is so she can get an ozone certification that will further her knowledge on ozone. So she's going to get information on 10-pass, on using prolozone, on how to use it more with injections, on how to use it in your ears and your nose. It goes over around, I think, 30 different ozone applications. So she's just going to have such a wealth of knowledge to be able to help people. And she really, truly is going to do it affordably, because she's seen how it can financially devastate us. And that is like her whole goal, is to help people without ruining their financial well-being and their, financial life. So I will put her link in the description, and I could go for like 5 hours about how amazing of a person she is as well. She was she celebrated my birthday with me, and she was my emotional support dinosaur. And it was just really cool to have her as like kind of she's been like some kind of like medical guidance for me, and also just like an incredible friend to me, and also like I think a lot of people in the Lyme group. And she's also, for you in the ME/CFS community, she is interested in ME/CFS, and she's learning more about it. So I think she's going to be like a great doctor for a lot of autoimmune conditions, cancer, and all these different diseases. So I see, especially this GoFundMe, I see as a great investment into like the whole chronic illness community's future, and trying to get better, and not just being a Lyme doctor that is going to like, you know, charge you tens of thousands of dollars. Like, she's going to be really incredible. So again, if you can donate, that would be great. If not, sharing increases donations by like 3 to 5 fold. So whatever you can do, really, really appreciate it. And we will see you guys next time. Say bye, Batman. Okay, he's sleepy. Bye.